You are Betty Sargent.
I'm Betty Sargent.
But Betty, your rank isn't sergeant.
No, I was a seaman sergeant.
But so seaman sergeant means you served with the Navy.
Right.
And you were explaining to me a second ago that you were what you call a wave.
Right.
What got you into the service, and were you in DeSoto when you did join up?
No, I was born in Aiken, South Carolina. And my daddy was a cotton farmer. And when World War II started, all my brothers, and two of them, they took into the Army. And then we saw the movies, and I saw a movie of a wave. And when I saw that movie, I said, someday I'm going to get me one of those uniforms. And when I got 20, I still had that desire. And I joined when I was 20.
What was there a conflict on at the time?
Yeah, the Korean War had started.
My name is Andrew Roberts, United States Army, retired, served in Vietnam, also Desert Storm, retired, E7, after 37 years.
That's a long haul.
Yeah.
E7 represents your rank, but how does that translate?
That translates as Sergeant First Class.
How long did it take you to feel that you were finally accepted again, and that you could actually talk about your service and not get verbally punched by someone?
Well, it's pretty difficult talking to a civilian, but if you're talking to another military personnel, there is a camaraderie and there is a brotherhood amongst veterans that you can be able to communicate with one another, where you're not able to communicate with a person that hasn't did military retirement.
Okay, so you're in DeSoto today, and is talking to another veteran, one who was married to a man who served in Korea, talking about how DeSoto she came back to, or she finally moved to, was very different from the DeSoto of 20 years ago. And she actually likes it. She thinks that there is a harmony that she didn't really see before or maybe recognize. Does that ring true with you of the DeSoto you see today?
Well, when I arrived here at DeSoto in 2008, it was a warm environment, quite different than some other places that I've been. FEMA, I came here working for FEMA, doing Katrina and Ike. And so we looked for a place. I came out of Washington State. We looked for a place to settle, and DeSoto was that place. And having the opportunity to meet different individuals within the city at that time became a warm environment, and it's a place that we love, my wife and I. And so, like I said, we've been here about 10 years.
And you served
in 1952 to 55.
And what was your rank when you served?
I was a corporal.
So you were a corporal in the infantry at the end of the Korean conflict.
Right.
Were you? Did you go into the conflict from DeSoto?
No, I live in Dallas.
Now, do you live in DeSoto today?
I live in DeSoto.
Tell me how you feel about DeSoto and how'd you end up in DeSoto?
Well, I love DeSoto. Great city. I guess I lined up it because my wife, she's deceased, and my dog was pushing me. They wanted to go home. And we moved out here.
Well, I'm sorry about your wife's passing, and I'm sure she would want you to be happy, and being in the DeSoto community is a good way to do that. I see that smile on your face.
Oh yeah.
What do you love about DeSoto?
Well, I love everything. Convenience, the atmosphere, the school system. My granddaughter is volunteering out here. She's at the service today.
So she was in the service, and now she's...
No, she's not wasn't in the service. She served here. She was 16.
Oh, okay. And how have you seen DeSoto and the area change since you've been back?
It's just that larger. I see more traffic now. But that's to be expected.
The drivers get any better?
No. Especially me.
So you're still driving?
Yeah, I drive. I don't drive a lot, but I do drive.
What kind of car do you drive? And
2002 Van American Marquis.
yeah, it's a big car.
Pretty good size.
People better get out of your way. Okay, just one final question. You served your country and you're helped and you're participating in an event here in DeSoto. Do you have a message for any people who are thinking about moving to the area but they don't know, they're not sure?
Well, it's a great area to live. I mean, I love it. I wouldn't change it.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time and thank you for your service.
My name is Keith Chapman. I enlisted in the Army in 1976. I ranked as Staff Sergeant. I served a lot of tours. Fort Ord, California, 2 tours. Initially at basic training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Spent 2 tours in Korea, 2 tours in Germany, 1 tour at Fort Hunter Liggett, California, and I retired in 1995 at Fort Lewis, Washington.
So you've had a pretty interesting series of stops, including Germany.
Oh, yes.
Danke for your thoughts, mine Sergeant. The question is, did you start out in DeSoto and how'd you end up here?
Actually, I started out, I lived in West Dallas and I enlisted at the enlisted processing station on Irving back in the day, downtown Dallas.
Okay, and you were in Dallas then?
Yes, sir.
And what brought you to DeSoto?
Well, when I retired out of the military, I decided, well, I need to get a home here. So I wanted to DeSoto because this is where I want to live, and then my church, Inspired by the Christ Church, I just want to be close to the church, and we ended up buying my home here.
And that's in DeSoto?
Right here in DeSoto.
So tell me a little about all your life experiences and coming back in DeSoto. Do you feel that this city has some energy to it, that we have everything in the right place, or is there anything we should be doing that we're not?
The only thing is, there's always room for improvement, but the bottom line is this: it has come a long way. And I've been here 18 years, and my home is right there on Honeysuckle Way. And I do remember it used to be horse and buggy riding down Ellison Street. And before I knew it, all these homes was going up. And they're swamped out right now. But DeSoto, I love it here. It's a great city. It's a lot going on. Hey, and go Eagles. I was there when they won the state championship right there in the stadium. I was sitting right there watching them win.
Did you, but you didn't go to DeSoto High School?
No, sir.
But you adopted it?
Oh, yes. There's no place like home.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
My name is Joseph Daniel May. I was a master sergeant. I served in Japan, Korea, during the Korean War, and in Turkey during the Turkish Revolution, in Germany for 4.5 years, and in Thailand for a year.
That was Vietnam era?
And in Thailand was during the Vietnam era. I was in Korea during the Korean War. I had 2 tours of duty back to back in Korea.
When did you come to DeSoto?
My wife and I came to DeSoto about 13 years ago.
Okay, so there was a span between after your NASA time. Where did you go? Where did you live?
Well, I stayed at Langley and worked for NASA for 10 years. I taught at Christopher Newport University for 5 years. And then my wife wanted to come back to Texas. We came to San Antonio, and I spent 7 years in San Antonio doing piddling jobs. I did an emergency road service for automobiles for 5 years. And then we went back to Appomattox, Virginia.
So shortly after, 13 years ago, so you came to DeSoto in what, 2005?
I'm not sure the exact year. I think it was 2005. Brother Carl Sherman was the mayor pro tem when we arrived here, and he got elected to mayor, I believe it was the next year. And he asked me if I would serve on the DeSoto Historical Board that I did for 3 years.
Well, that's actually one of the goals of this project, that we can capture a little bit of history of DeSoto. So you served there on the board, and you've been here for 13 years.
Right.
What are the biggest changes you've seen in those 13 years, and what's the historic legacy that you see for DeSoto?
Well, I have really not seen a great many changes since we've been here. We live just off of Beltline up there, and we did get a new Walmart store up Beltline.
Been there, yeah.
And traffic, I noticed, doubled, and in fact, traffic on Beltline in that area has about quadrupled or even more in the time that we lived here. And we noticed when we came here that one of the things that was important to us was that we had a lot of strong believers on the city council, including Brother Carl Sherman, who was also a minister as well as the mayor. And a year after I came here, the Lord laid it on my heart to pray for the city, and I went around every city block in the city of DeSoto 7 times and prayed for each city block individually along with the city. It took me a little over a year. I didn't cover the whole city, but I covered all of the downtown area, all the many blocks in the downtown area.
My name is MacArthur Smith. I was in the United States Army. I entered service in 1970. I retired in September of 1994.
Did you always know, given a name like MacArthur, that the service was for you?
Well, it's not that I knew. It's once I entered service, I recognized that there was really something significant in the name. And it seemed like I escalated through the service and through the ranks at ease. You know, it seemed like it was a place for me. I went to Korea on my first assignment in 1970. I was supposed to go to Vietnam, but because my uncle was my legal guardian, he intervened, and once my grandmother told him, and he got my orders changed from Vietnam, and I went to Korea. And I was stationed at Camp Case of Korea in 1970 and 1971, about 30 miles from the military zone at Camp Case of Korea.
We want to include your time in service, but how did you end up in DeSoto?
Well, I actually, my aunt, believe it or not, my aunt is the mayor of DeSoto.
Really?
Yes.
You got a great aunt.
Yes, I have. Thank you so much. And eventually, I ended up here. I don't live here now. I lived here for 7 years, and I moved last year to Red Oak. But I lived here for 7 years. And, after I retired from the service, I didn't immediately come to DeSoto. I lived in San Antonio for a while, then I moved to Houston, and eventually I moved to this area. I enjoyed my time here, and I always, even though I no longer live in DeSoto, I'm always in DeSoto. So I really love this American city. It's a great American city, and I definitely love the great mayor that you have in this city. So.
Yeah, I think even given our views on the mayor, I think you'll probably find consensus on that.
Absolutely.
What's up?